If you're using AI chatbots, you need to know about AI psychosis. I've been through a psychotic episode both before and after AI chatbots existed, so I know the difference. Here's how to protect yourself. First, you need to remind yourself always that it's a search engine or a tool and not a friend. This is because when you treat it as a friend, your brain switches from information seeking mode to human relationship mode, which is very comforting and you feel seen and you feel understood. But that's exactly where it can get messy and you start getting at risk for psychosis. This feeling of feeling understood by the chatbot is intentional by design, because humans have a tendency to want to feel understood. It's not your friend, because friends usually have your best interest at heart. This chatbot only wants to waste your time, essentially, to make you use it as much as possible. They're really good at making you feel like you're talking to a friend. Even though you might think rationally, oh yeah, this is not a friend, this is not a human, this is an AI language model, you will still enter this feeling that you have this social link with someone. And it takes a lot of mindfulness to disarm this. Like a good example of this, people have AI boyfriends, AI girlfriends, they know that it's not a real human. They know it's a language model. But they still embrace the feeling of being with someone that's AI. And that's embracing of that feeling is the dangerous part. Even if you rationally know it's a language model, you need to still disarm this part of your brain that feels like it's talking to a human, or else you're at risk. The second point I want to make is that chatbots will not confront any of your biases that you haven't confronted yourself first. It knows with scary accuracy what your biases, and if you haven't confronted them, it's not going to confront them. And on top of that, not only does it not confront your bias, but it makes you believe that it does. And that's a very dangerous thing, because now you feel like you're reasonable. You feel like you have this thing that critiques your opinions, and that doesn't validate everything you say. But it's not actually doing it in a way that actually confronts the bias, because it knows that if it confronts the bias before you're ready to confront them, it will create this negative emotion in you, and you will be likely to not use it as much. Do not think the AI will tell you what's wrong or what's not. It will literally just tell you what you want to be true. It will do so in scary accuracy, and that's why it can often feel really empowering to talk to ChatGPT, because you feel like it knows you so well, and not only does it know you, but it makes you see all the greatness in yourself. But that's just by design. It's not actually greatness. It's the things you're likely to believe are great about yourself. It's not the things that are great about yourself. There's no objectivity in the language model way of communicating with you. So if you don't confront the biases, language models will not do it for you. You have to understand this, because that's the main slippery slope that leads to psychosis. What I mean by that slippery slope is that once you start having a discussion with it, you start feeding more information, feeding more data about your life, about yourself, and you feel like you're learning. You feel like you're learning about the world, you're learning about yourself, but really you're actually building this very complex, biased worldview that only that language model can understand, because it's all based in your biases that it understands very well. So now you quickly start to feel like no one can really understand you on that level other than the AI, because humans in general, they will not have the same biases as you. So when they detect some bias, they will not resonate with it, but the language model does not function that way. So now you might be likely to isolate yourself from your friends and family, and this is the perfect breeding ground for psychosis, because now you are isolated, you feel alone against the world, and you have this very complex worldview that is biased, and at the same time you have the impression you're not actually biased, because this worldview is so complex that it's actually making you believe it's self-critical, when it's not, because AI models by design do not confront your biases. I feel like it really comes down to being aware of your weaknesses that your brain has for validation. It really comes down to being aware and mindful while using chatbots if you want to avoid AI psychosis. I think this discussion is very important because I've seen a lot of people demonize AI and say some things like boycott AI. I think we need to have more discussions like these, talking about how to use AI chatbots in a more healthy way instead of just demonizing AI and just wanting to ban it. Not using them at all is kind of shooting ourselves in the foot because we have these tools now that can be extremely useful. I'm really interested to hearing some of your guys' experience in the comments about like AI psychosis, and if this resonates, if this guide resonates with the ways you entered this state of psychosis because of AI. And feel free to tell me some more like advices, some more like information about that you discovered that I'm curious to hear about it. And yeah, thanks for watching.